So we have two speakers here this evening, and they have between them about 70 years of experience. They have been involved, deeply involved, in what's been going on in this area with the underground gas storage operations. We have with us Patricia McPherson from Grassroots Coalition, and we also have Tom Williams from Citizens Coalition for a Safe Community. Tom is a gas and oil expert and has been working in this field for a long time. And Patricia will be taking us on a journey through the historical incidents leading up to current times about what's been going on with SoCal Gas underground gas storage operations.
Grassroots Coalition and Patricia McPherson, but also the Sierra Club's involvement in the oil and gas issues goes back 20 years as well, because I was just out last night getting FLIR images off of Bayona, the marsh area right in here. So expect to see those images of what's called University City Syndicate, an oil well that's leaking right here. And it's been leaking there for years. It's Spy Vista that has the well. They are the operator of it, and it leaked right after. And Dogger let them put a few bags of cement on top, and no mystery there. It just started to leak again, and it's been leaking since. And one of the first things we ever had to do was to fight to determine that these gases are oil field gases. I mean, forget the Playa Vista site. Let's talk about this whole region. I'm calling it, especially SoCal gas, that these are swamp gases, biogenic gases. Well, we're going to go on a tour to see how they are not biogenic gases. They are all thermogenic gases through here. I've personally gone and sampled up in the lagoon area, which if you look at the end of Bayona Lagoon, there's a Curtis well there on that little island, if any of you are familiar with that neck of the woods, and there's a picture of the lagoon. It leaks every day. It's constantly leaking. There are leaks all through here. I have an arrow there. I've got isotopic analysis that I've done in this area, and this area, and this area, and this area. And I have documentation for so many of these other areas. There are just too many arrows to draw with all of the thermogenic gas, the oil field gases that are leaking out of this area. And in 2007, the CPUC did a study. We had a litigation with SoCal Gas and Grassroots Coalition through the California Public Utilities Commission system. And in the report that they did as part of that litigation, they found that there was a greater than 50% chance that the gases leaking this far east were reservoir gases from Playa Vista. And this just goes on to tell you that this area was shut down. SoCal gas operations were shut down in 2010 with Docket Order 1008 due to reservoir gas leakage in this area. Reservoir gas leakage in this area. Delray 10 has been a constant leaker. This is butts right up to apartments and condos right there. And all of these wells right through here. Delray 18 is a constant leaker. There are other wells throughout here that are always leaking over and over and over again. Okay. SoCal Gas took over these operations. They got a conditional use permit from the city of Los Angeles. Condition number 17, the underground gas pressure shall be kept sufficiently low so that there will be no escape of gases into the air above the ground. Well, that didn't work out. We have gases surfacing all over, and as a matter of fact, when the government, when they first put this in the 30s, they kept the pressures at about 700. And they know from studies that were done that if they got above 700 psi, pounds per square inch, the gases would leak. And they would leak out into the east, to the north, as this picture here. Going back to slide 1, it leaked all through the area surrounding the operations. And when SoCal Gas took over, in order to make more money, they upped the pressures and the volumes of gas inside to 1,700 pounds per square inches, and the gases migrated even further. Did they tell the city of Los Angeles this? No. Did they talk to Dogger about this? No. And at the time, they were approved for 240 acres only to store their gas. The conditional use grant does not waive the necessity of other required permits or licenses. The grant does not waive the necessity of other required permits or licenses. No approval was ever given by the CPUC to expand their operations. They're required to get approval to expand the operations through the CPUC, through Dogger. That was never done. So, it is subject to revocation. The conditional use permit for the City of Los Angeles